G'day viewers, Retro Man here, and welcome to episode 8 of my series Lost Movies from the 1980s. Today I'll be discussing a crime movie set on the rain-soaked streets of New York, and we also have a campy adventure movie with a bumbling hero. Alphabet City from 1984 is truly a lost movie. I discovered this film late. Many people have not seen this one. It stars Vincent Spano. It's kind of set in the East Village in New York. It's about a young Italian-American guy that's kind of working for the mafia, and he works late at night and he's doing these deliveries. It's like an organised crime racket, and for the most part, you don't really know what's going on. He's kind of, in some ways, picking up protection money, could even be delivering drugs, but he's kind of caught up in over his head, and it turns out he has a very rough night and he wants out. So this is set on the mean streets of New York. They're rain-soaked streets. It's very atmospheric. It has a very understated music score that is kind of super cool. It is directed by Amos Poe. It feels like an experimental movie at times, and I must say it's a film that I kind of dig the vibe of. I think it looks good. If you're interested in movies that have that neo-noir nighttime feel, I think this movie ticks that box. It really has a great nighttime vibe. So if you're interested in a slice of life crime drama that looks at a young guy going out at night in a flashy sports car, kind of living it up, doing some mysterious work, well, this is the movie for you. It has atmosphere, it has spark, and we also have a performance here by Michael Winslow before he became famous in Police Academy. So there's not a great deal of laughs from Michael, but he is in the film in a small capacity, so it has that interest factor as well. And Jami Gertz is in this film. She plays Vincent Spano's sister, and there's some interesting scenes with her. So Alphabet City is a quirky movie, and Vincent Spano never became a big name, but he really is a solid actor, and he has the look. He wears designer Freds throughout, and he equips himself well in the role. It's kind of one of those films where you go on the journey with this guy, and you kind of can't take your eyes off him. He's kind of the vessel for the thrust of the film as he navigates these streets at night, and he really has a bit of a commanding presence. So a young Vincent was kind of a star on the threshold. It never happened for him, but Alphabet City is a really intriguing look at his early work, and for the most part it kind of feels like an experimental film, and it has some really interesting photography. So Alphabet City is a largely forgotten film. I mean, nobody talks about it. And I think if you like grimy late night movies, this is the one to check out. Jane and the Lost City from 1987 is an action comedy. It's kind of based on the 1930s comic strip Jane. Now, this has a World War II backdrop, and Jane and the Colonel go on an adventure to retrieve some diamonds, and along the way they run into an adventurer called Jack Buck, played by Sam Jones. Jones, of course, is best known for starring in the 1980 Flash Gordon movie. So Jane and the Lost City has a very interesting leading man, and Jane is played by an unknown, but Maud Adams is in this film. You probably remember her from the Bond movies, and she kind of plays it hoity-toity. And also you have Jasper Carrott, who's this English comedian. And Jane and the Lost City, you know, you can't expect much from a movie with a title like that. This is just a low-key movie that's hokey. It offers action, it offers comedy. It's an adventure that just kind of meanders along, and it has a few action sequences that are very, very campy. I think the action is, not its strongest point, and the comedy, well, the jokes are hit and miss. And if you're not that interested in the actors, I suppose you could say that the film maybe loses its way a bit. But if you find the actors entertaining, you'll stick with it as it meanders through this romp. And, it wasn't a blockbuster. This film got limited release. It was doing the rounds on the video shelves back in the day, and it was one of those films, well, if the title appealed, you may rent it. Otherwise, you just left it sitting there. And some of the old movie artwork for this one didn't even put the actors' faces on the poster. It kind of used Jane's leg or body parts with that big title. But, it does have a cast, and it's just hokey entertainment. So this is really a lost movie. It's a movie that tried to capitalise on an old comic strip that really is forgotten to the hands of time. And Jane and the Lost City has been forgotten as well. But, Sam Jones fans, well, this could pique your interest. Flash Gordon has his moments. And if you're looking for a movie post-Flash Gordon, well, this is the one to check out. He didn't do a lot of work, Sam, in the 80s, and this is one of the only other films of note for Sam until he kind of got mixed up in those Ted cameos in the 2000s. So Sam Jones in Jane and the Lost City. And as for who plays Jane, well, in some ways, your guess is as good as mine because I've forgotten the actress's name. So she was an unknown and she remained unknown. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Lost Movies from the 1980s. Until next time, this is Retro Man, living the dream, retro style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang. But in the meantime, please check out these other episodes.